Well, hello, my entrepreneur friends. In this episode of Gogopreneur, let's talk about how to go from realtor to CEO and what are some of the differences in a mindset shifts you need to do in your own head to realize not to chase the next transaction, but to actually become a business owner, that you have employees, that you know your hourly rate, that you have investments, you have multiple sources of income, you're actually running a company and the company is not running you ragged. So, can we get right into that?
Welcome to Gogopreneur, where Gogo Bethke, your host, interviews badass rock star entrepreneurs of the world, figuring out who they are, how they got to where they're at, and the lessons they learned along the way so you can learn those lessons and turn it into money. Let's go get them.
So, in order for you to take your business to the next level, to truly become a business owner, you're going to have a mindset shift inside your own thoughts, right? We believe we are. So if you believe that you're a realtor and not a business owner, you're going to be a realtor and not a business owner. And you're going to be in business constantly chasing the next commission. Being a successful agent isn't enough in today's world. You need to become a business owner. If you don't start thinking like an entrepreneur, you will always be chasing the next transaction instead of building something that's sustainable. So I want you to take a 10,000 foot view, take two steps back, right? And take a 10,000 foot view of your business and just kind of think, is this what I want to be doing for the rest of my life? Whatever you are right now, are you happy with that? If the answer is no, it's time for you to go to the next level, right? I also want you to ask yourself, what if you are in that moment where you are truly just chasing that next commission? If that's the case, do you want to be 65 years old and sitting in an open house and have no retirement and have nothing to show for but your last transaction? I'm hoping that you're saying the answer is no. No, you don't want to do that. No, you want to be something much, much, much bigger and chase something much more. So let me walk you through a little bit. I put some notes on this presentation for you guys. I want to walk you guys a little bit of what does it really take. Of course, this is a quick little 20-minute explanation. You can't change your life in 20 minutes. It's going to require a lot of new habits, but I'm going to give you a 10,000 foot view of kind of what are those important pillars that need to happen in your business in order for you to start rolling the ball in the right direction. What is the difference between an agent and an entrepreneur? So real estate agent focuses on the next sale. Your income dependent on if you show up or not. So if you're not going to go show that house, you're not going to have the next sale. If you're not showing up to the listing appointment and get that listing, right, you're not going to get the next sale. You're not going to get the next commission. Realtors, they don't track. They don't have a clue where their business is coming from. They don't have a clue where their money is going. They don't put money aside for taxes. They don't know the tax game. They don't know how to leverage or don't want to leverage, or they just don't leverage, period. And they don't even know their hourly rate. So what do I mean by this? I'm talking about the realtors that are in it for the next commission, right? They're not running their business as a business. They're just running it as a realtor. Nothing's wrong with that. You're going to make money in it, but you're going to be trading time for money for the rest of your life. If that's what you want, continue doing that. If you want more and you're like, no, there has to be a different way, right? Let's just put it this way. I'm 42 years old today. I do not have the same energy than I had when I was 29 years old and I got my first real estate license. I would go miles and miles every single day showing properties from vacant land to, Timbuktu, Idaho. Do I have that same patience and energy today as a 42-year-old? No, I don't. So just as your body is changing through the years, your business needs to change along with that. So you need to evolve from a realtor that's chasing transactions all the way to a business owner, CEO that's running a business and the business is not running you. An entrepreneur focuses on building systems and structures that create passive income streams and growth even when you are not actively involved. Guys, today I make money, what I call wake up money. I wake up and there's money in my account, right? And it comes from multiple different sources. Some are passive, some are active, meaning I still trade money, still trade time for it. Most of our income, I would say today, 90-ish% of our income is passive and multiple revenues, right? So it's coming from every direction. Why do I want you to have multiple revenues and not just commissions? Because if this real estate ship is sinking for whatever reason, the rates are high, low inventory, crazy market, no lawsuit, whatever that thing is, your month-to-month income is not affected when you have multiple different sources that come from multiple different directions, because the chances that all of them are going to go down at the same time is slim to none. Think of it this way. If you have one transaction and that one doesn't close for whatever reason, that is 100% of your income that just went poof, bye-bye. Okay, what if you have 10 transactions and one is not closing? That's just 10% of your income. So it's not affecting you as it does if that's the full picture, right? This is why you have to have multiple revenues. If you can do it through transactions, but you can also do it to having investments, having a podcast, having an online product, having a coaching program. Any of those things that you hold knowledge for that you could potentially build out to have an income in return, it's another source of income. Okay, these are all tied to real estate, so you don't have to go out of your industry to make multiple revenues of income. So a realtor chases the next transaction. An entrepreneur figures out to have multiple revenues of income, and some of which are passive. So let's talk about, what do entrepreneurs have? They have trackers, and their trackers have trackers. They have employees. In my case, a lot of VAs. I do have also some American employees, but most of my, I would say 90% of my employees are overseas in a form of virtual assistants, and about 10% of my employees are in the US. So in the US, employees are myself, my husband, Christy, our director of operation, who's been with us forever, over 14 years now, and Mandy, our house assistant or house manager, right? So these are the four in person here in the US, and the rest of my team is or in India or in Brazil or in Argentina currently. Entrepreneurs also have only money-making activities on their calendar. So I don't do anything that doesn't make me my hourly rate. And in a second, we're going to figure that out. A board of directors who advises them. You need to be surrounded by smarter people than yourself. When you learn the money making, you also have to learn the tax game. And in order to do that, you have to surround yourself with amazing people. I call them my board of directors. They are my CPAs, my tax attorneys, my business advisors, my financial advisors. All of them come to the same meeting. I tell them this is where we are. This is where we are going, especially if I start a new business and what I anticipate to be making in that business. And they can advise us what we need to be doing that year. Do I need to go buy a new property? Do I need to do investments? Do I need to do cost segregation? Whatever that is, to reduce our taxable income. So then you are not working so hard over here to making all the money to then piss it out at the other end when it comes to taxes, okay? They also have multiple revenues of income, which means they have multiple sources where income comes from. They have passive income, which means even if they don't roll out of bed today, they still make money. They have clear books, meaning that they separate business life from personal life, right? They have credit cards and debit cards for each of their businesses, and they only charge those charges to these businesses, right? So when you're looking at your business in the end of the year, you're like, oh my gosh, I know exactly how much money I've made. I know where it came from. I know where it went. I know how much my business is costing me. I know how much my business is making me. They also have a life. I know so many realtors that literally have zero life because they are sitting the next open house, from there to the next inspection, from there to the next closing, from in between closing, and they're in the car on their emails. That is no life. That is not what I want. If that's what you want, you can stop this episode right now. If that's not what you want, continue on, because my goal is to make more money that you can ever imagine, to have a life that you've never been able to imagine for yourself, right? And not working until you fall into the grave one day. They also have good credit. So it's not just important to make good money. It's also important to have good financial situation. So you're creditable, right? Also, not chasing the next commission so much that you don't have time to actually keep good books to know what the heck is going on. I know so many realtors that make not millions, but hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars, right? But they have shitty bookkeeping. They have shitty credit. They can't qualify for anything because they're so busy chasing the next commission that they don't take care of the back end of their life. Good entrepreneurs also have investments, and they have money to invest into continuing education, to surround themselves with people who have been where they want to go. So I am huge on masterminds. I am huge on coaching. I am huge on anything that teaches me something. Literally, 2 days ago, I came back from my 8th or 9th UPW with Tony Robbins. I have 2 different coaches currently. I have a business coach and I have an SEO coach, because those are the parts of my business that I wanted to learn more about. I spend thousands and thousands of dollars every year. And if not, I spend hundreds of thousands, every month. And then I spend hundreds of thousands of dollars every year with masterminds and the travel cost that comes along with that, and the books and the systems and the process and all of that I invest in to continuously grow myself and grow my businesses. So you have to have the right mindset for this, right? Think of it this way. If you made $50,000 this year, let me put it this way. I made $16,000 in my first year of real estate, guys. Am I the same person? Am I the same Gogo Bethke? Yes, I am. It's the same retina, same fingerprint, same DNA, same social security number. Am I really the same person? No, I am not. I am absolutely not the same person. The person who made $50,000 could have not made millions. Like I have not made less than $1 million since 2019. So in a year, right? So that's not the same person. That means I had to become a different person with a different mindset, take myself to a different level so I can see myself doing that. So then I qualify to do what I imagine myself to do. In order to do that, you do have to evolve. You have to learn tricks and trades that you did not know before. And the best and quickest way to do that is by learning from the people who have been where you want to go. So instead of me spending 20 years of figuring out how to become the best SEO specialist and make sure that my websites are like down to the science A graded, because I'm not building websites to build websites because I don't know what to do. I'm building websites because I want to make sure that that website is going to serve the purpose what we built it for, and it's going to make me the most amount of money. And every time someone Googles the GoGram community or Gogopreneur or the Circle or Gogo Bethke, I show up on the front page of first spot on the front page of Google, right? So feel free. You can go to GT Metrics to check out your website. Again, it's GT Metrics, if I remember correctly, and you can see your website. But feel free to Google mine. They have been A-rated ever since I hired this SEO coach. So instead of me do I consider myself smart enough to go and Google this and learn it and become really good at SEO? Absolutely. Should I spend the next 10, 20 years of my life doing so? Or should I go to the person who already spent 10, 20 years, became really good at it, and just get the highlights and have them take a look at my website and tell me what's not working and fix it in 5 minutes and move on? So I pay for coaching because, and I will for the rest of my life, because I buy speed, and speed is the name of the game. Okay. So mindset shift. Stop thinking of yourself as just a worker in your business. Think of yourself as the CEO of your business. People will take your business seriously when you take your business seriously. Developing the CEO mindset. You must know your hourly rate and hire everything else out. Divide your yearly income by 2080. So let's do the math super quick. So if I want you to take a calculator. If you're driving right now, just take a mental note and do it later. But I want you to take a calculator. Take all the money that you made last year. So in the last 12 months, all the money that you made. So is it 50,000? Is it 250,000? Is it $1 million, 2 million? What is your yearly income? Not after taxes, not after expenses, every money that ever came in. Okay. That's the money that you made. Okay. I want you to divide it by 2080. If you're working a healthy 40 hours a week, again, healthy 40 hours. Today, I don't work a healthy 40 hours a week. I work a healthy 15-hour weeks now because I only work Monday to Wednesday. And I start my day about 11-ish most of the time, and I end by like 4 o'clock-ish most of the time. So I work about 5 hours in average Monday to Wednesday, and so 15-hour weeks for me today. So my hourly rate skyrocketed because I make millions. I work 15 hours for it. My hourly rate is super high, right? So now I want you to take the money that you made, okay? And I want you to divide it by 2080, assuming that you worked a healthy 40 hours. That number that is staring you in the face right now, that is your current hourly rate. Everything else needs to be hired out, or you will not be able to make more money because you are going to limit yourself to your personal ceiling, which we all have, because there's only one of you and only 24 hours. So in order to make more money, you cannot make more of you. You can kind of do by hiring assistants and training them, but they're never truly going to be 100% you. They're going to be able to help you, right? Remove certain things from your plate, and we're going to talk about that in a second. But you cannot create more time. So if there's only one of you and only 24 hours in a day, in order to make more money, we have to multiply you, and we have to make sure that you only do your highest money-making activity from now on. So guys, I haven't grocery shopped in probably 5 to 6 years. I haven't run a load of laundry in probably 5 to 6 years. I don't clean my house probably 5 to 6 years. I cook because I enjoy it. So I only do things that I enjoy when it comes to my house activities, but I do love a clean house. So when I leave out of this office every single day and I walk out there, my house is in order. There are candle lights, and there's no dishes in the sink, and my dog is walked, and my house is just immaculate. And that's how I need it, because if I don't have that, what would happen is I would work here. I would go out there, continue work there. And then at night, I would be exhausted, fall asleep, and start all over again. And there is no life in there in the middle. Nor can you be making money while you're doing the dishes. You can't. So I rather spend that hour that the laundry or the dishes is going to take for me to do money making activities. So then, right, you can make more money. So for a while, you are going to be working like a mad woman or a madman, right, while somebody else is helping you around the house. Today, I can afford to not do that. Today, I can afford to travel or sit out there and read a book while we have a chef and a house cleaner and a house assistant, right? But it took us years of mad work to get to this level, right? So at first, when you start hiring things out, you're not sipping mimosas poolside, guys, okay? You are working and you're doing your highest money making activity. So you're only going to be doing things. So that number that's staring you in the face right now, that is your hourly rate currently. So that means in order for you to make more money or at least sustain what you have created, every hour that you spend, you have to be, that hour has to make you that money. So if you're spending 3 hours on laundry, that 3 hours is never going to bring your next client, right? So you have to hire the laundry out and you're going to spend those next 3 hours of getting the next client to make more money. Okay. Step out of the day to day. If you don't have an assistant, you are the assistant. You know you made it when your assistants have assistants. So today I have 14 different assistants. Everyone almost has their own assistants and their specific job is backed up by another person. So they can go on vacation. If someone gets sick, someone can fill in for them. If they have a national holiday, they can take off, another person can fill in for them. I want the people that work for me to have the most amazing life too. I want them to love their job. I want them to be like looking forward to it. I want to make sure that they're not burnt out, right? Because burnt out people can never give you 100% of their time. So because of that, they have their own assistants as well. And just start with two. Get 2 virtual assistants, get 1 house assistant, and start with those steps and then keep adding on to that. Time management. So let's talk about that. Again, I only do things that make me $2,400 an hour or I'm not doing it. I live by my Google Calendar. So I used to be that person that got into real estate because I loved the uncertainty of it. I love that I never had the same clients. I never showed the same house. I never went to the same meetings. I never had the same 2 days ever. Never had the same lender, never had the same title company and the same deal. It was always a bunch of different mixes of people and mixes of locations and mixes of time. And I love that because I love uncertainty. I'm not the type of person that likes the same monotone, boring thing over and over again. Shoot me now. I can't do it. But with all that being said, what I learned through the years, again, I had to elevate. I had to become that person who I wanted to be, right? I realized that in order for me to get everything done, I have to live by my Google Calendar. Like, it's no joke. Before I go to bed every night, I check my calendar for the next day. And this way I know exactly what I'm going to be doing the next day. Also, my calendar is set 48 hours out, meaning nobody can schedule anything in my calendar unless it's 2 days out. So I'm not going to wake up today and be like, oh, shoot, somebody else added something else to my calendar. It's impossible. I set it that way so then I always know when I go to bed, when I wake up, exactly what I need to be doing today, and there are no surprises in between. I have in-person and online assistants. I explained to you guys that already, both super important, because I need my online life in order just as much as I need my in-person life in order, right? So if I am here laboring all day, I don't want to have to go out there and then figure out what's for dinner and then go to the grocery store and buy the ingredients and then bring it home and then cleaning it and cooking it. And next thing you know, it's 11 o'clock at night and I'm exhausted. No, I actually want a life. So because of that, we have a house assistant, we have a house cleaner, sometimes we have a chef. I miss Hungarian food, so I cook now. And then online, I have 14 different assistants. So I have a numbers guy, I have an onboarding guy, I have a digital guy, I have a video editor guy. Then I have a bunch of girls. I have my personal assistant. We have Christy, our director of operations. She lives up in Michigan. We are down now in Florida. We have Ellen, our design girl. We have Natalia, who manages the Gogo community and the Gogopreneur show. We have Rafael, who's also our tech guy, who's in the background. He kind of goes in between multiple companies. He helps update websites and funnels. He also helps onboard agents. He also helps to sit in the background of the Gogopreneur show right now. And as a backup, so he also understands this in case Natalia or Abu needs to take some time off, right? So I have Carol, who's my email and copywriter girl. She helps us create emails and descriptions for websites and ManyChat descriptions and anything that has to do with words, right? So we have 14 different capacities. I know that I haven't mentioned all of them here right now, but think of it this way. All of the steps that on your day-to-day activity that needs to happen, that it's not making you $2,400 an hour or whatever your hourly rate is, it needs to be hired out. So for each of those categories, you need to have an assistant, but that assistant has to have a backup in case that assistant gets sick or needs to take time off. You have the other one filling in and your life never changes, right? I look at my calendar the day before. So every night before I go to bed, I look at my calendar. I know I'm like, do I need to do my hair like this morning, yesterday, every Monday, or every Sunday? Usually I do my hair. I let it air dry and then I look like shit, excuse my French, on Mondays. And then last night I looked at my calendar. What do I have on Tuesday? Because I know Mondays are my meeting days with my teams, right? For each of my businesses, I have a long meeting day every single Monday. I don't need to look in a specific way, but Tuesdays I usually have podcasts. So Tuesdays I have to have my life together. But this morning, crack of dawn, but usually I don't wake up until 8:30 because I'm a night owl. I did have an 8:30 dental appointment because I had podcasts and all that today. So I had to wake up at 7 and do my hair, which I am not a morning person, but I got it done. I looked at my calendar last night. I'm like, oh shoot, I have an 8:30. I have to have my hair done because I have 2 podcasts today. This episode that I'm creating for you guys here, and then I'm going on somebody else's podcast in a little bit, so that I needed to make sure that I was ready, right? I got it done. I woke up extra early. It's also very, very important to have time blocks in your calendar. So when you have multiple assistants having access to your calendar, you have to block time. So if I have a dental appointment, it's not enough for me just to have the dental appointment in there because they don't know how long the driving distance is. And if they schedule me for another Zoom, I'm going to be in the car Zooming with someone, and that is not professional, right? So not only that I have to block time for the actual appointment, but I have to block time for travel time getting there and travel time coming back. So my VAs now know where everything is and they time it, right, with Google Maps, even though they've never been in this area. They time it with Google Maps and they know it's probably going to take me half an hour to get there and half an hour to get back. They block those times in between appointments so then I don't get overlapping appointments. Think bigger. While you're working in your business, you do not have time to work on your business. So what I want you to do, I want you to start with at least 1 hour. Set 1 hour aside. Today, I have a whole day that is business planning, right? But I want you to set at least 1 hour aside to start working on your business. And that would be the time when you strategize and you take a step back and you do a 10,000 foot view. And you even just think about, what do you want? There's so many people that I meet and through my coaching years, right? I'm like, okay, what's your goal for this year? They're like, I want to double my business. I'm like, why? Because you want to work twice as hard? Like, that is not the goal. It's usually I want to make twice as much money or I want to make $1 million or whatever. But sometimes people don't even know what they want. They just kind of get on the treadmill and they start running and they're going nowhere, right? That is not my goal for you. My goal for you is to know exactly where you're at, exactly what you want to achieve in this next year. And then let's figure out what I like to call a reverse engineering to know what do you have to do this quarter, what do you have to do this month, what do you have to do this week, what do you have to do this hour, what do you have to do in this moment to reach your 2025 goals, right? So what I want you to do is to assign right now, open up your calendar and assign an hour a week where you're going to be working on your business and not in your business. Maybe you just start to meditate. Maybe you're like, I don't even know what I want. And then you take a notebook, you start writing it down, and then you start manifesting it and making it a reality. And then you have to learn to leverage, right? So how do they say that you need a village to raise a family? You need a village to build a business too. You cannot be a one pony show. I mean, you can, but show me any company that is worth mentioning and it's one person. Can you do that? Yeah, me neither. Okay. So you want to, in order for you to grow, to build a brand and really build a name for yourself in the industry where people consider you a business, you cannot do it alone. Right? So you have to learn to leverage. And sometimes your ego will get into the way because it's going to tie you the little monkey on your shoulder and nobody's going to be doing it as good as you. And oh my gosh, you're already so busy and you're never going to have the time to train them. Right. Those are all true. Right. But 250%ers are 100%. So if you can get 2 people that are kind of halfway as good as you are, you're going to have a 100%er together. Right. And then now you can actually have some life while everything else is getting done in the background. Building a brand, not just a business. People don't work with companies. People work with people. So what do I mean by that? For example, when you think of going to a Tony Robbins event, do you think of Tony Robbins or do you think of do you think of Robbins Research International Inc.? No, you think of Tony Robbins. Like do you Google what his company is actually called? No. You think of the brand Tony Robbins. How about Grant Cardone? When you think of Grant Cardone, do you think of Grant Cardone or do you think of Grant Cardone Training Technologies, Inc.? Right? No. So When you're building the brand, you want to build it, if you are your brand, like in my case, Gogo Bethke, Gogo's Real Estate, Gogopreneur, Gogo Community, these are all my brands, right? So that means it built around the Gogo Bethke name, so people can recognize me, they can recognize face and name and brand recognition, okay? That's what you want. Creating content and visibility. Are you sharing your value to the world? Consistency is key. If this is the step where you're getting stuck, I can give you a customized ChatGPT social media prompt that will give you a personalized posting schedule. So this is mostly for realtors, guys. If you go to Gogopreneur on Instagram, so at Gogopreneur, and you comment the word prompt, or if you do not have Instagram, which please create an account because you're missing out on millions of dollars. Okay. If you don't have Instagram and you'd rather email, you can also email my assistant. So it's assistant@gogopreneur.com. And we will give you the ChatGPT prompt. This is a marketing prompt. It will give you literally the most amazing marketing plan for 2025 with a schedule, and it will hold you accountable with timelines that it will blow your mind. You can do it for buyers, you can do it for sellers, you can do it for a coaching program, whatever that you want to do. All you need to do is go to Gogopreneur and comment prompt, or email us at assistant@gogopreneur.com, and I will literally help you build your marketing plan. So there will be no excuses of, I don't know what to post and I don't know where to post it. Literally is going to spit it right out for you what you need to do. And this is customizable. So this is not my marketing plan for my products and my services. This is going to be your exact marketing plan for your products and your services, the way you want to do it, and the goal and the level that you want to achieve. Because one of my favorite quotes is, you never work a day in your life when you love what you do. So if I tell you to do it my way, you're going to hate it all the way to the bank. And that is not the goal. I want you to love what you get to do. And I want you to create your marketing plan exactly how you want to do it. And that's why this is a customizable ChatGPT marketing plan for your exact goals, for your company and your services. Okay, all you need to do is go to Gogopreneur, comment prompt, or email us at assistant@gogopreneur.com. So leveraging social media is the next step, right? Your online presence can turn into your biggest asset. It's scalable while you are not. What do I mean by that? If you're right now doing business by face-to-faces or phone calls, or that's not scalable. There's only one of you, and only like as a face-to-face and a one-on-one, you're talking to that person for an hour, or phone calls, you're talking to a person for an hour. That is not scalable. That is an hour of your time, is an hour of your life. That is not scalable. But if I take a post that takes me 5 to 15 minutes and I put it on social media, and you can watch it right now, you can watch it 10 days from now, 10 years from now, that post will work for me. And it's also not tied to location, where your one-on-one face-to-faces is tied to location, right? Which means I can post wherever I'm at, and you can watch it in Timbuktu, Idaho, 10 years from now. That is scalable. 10 people can watch it, 10,000 people can watch it, 10 million people can watch it. It is scalable, but it only took 5 minutes of my life versus an hour of my life when you're trading time on one-on-one. Makes sense? So social media is scalable. Get your business on social media if you haven't yet. And email is also the next step. With email, you can send one email, might take you 3 minutes, 10 minutes to write it with a clickable link. You can generate traffic for whatever you want them to go. They're going to click the link, and you can send it out to 15,000 people. So listen to that. I only have 15,000 people in my email database, which I think it's very low for how many followers I have. I think that's very low, but they are very active, which means in average, my emails get opened over 40, almost 50% every single year. So if I told you that we sent one email a day to 15,000 email addresses year to date, and right now is November when I'm shooting this, how many emails do you think that is in 2024 year to date? 4.2 million. 40% of them opened it. So over almost 2.5 million emails got opened. If each of those people that clicked that email that got opened up spend as much as $1 with me this year, that's $2.5 million. Email can be a very huge asset to your business, and you need to start using it if you're not using it yet. So social media and email, that is one to many. One is you, many of them receive it at the same time. Okay, here's a pro tip. Focus on 80-20 rule. 20% of your efforts will bring 80% of your results. You can't be good at everything, okay? There's going to be a couple of things you're going to be really good at. So double down on what works and drop the rest. So for example, let's say you have 2 different good ideas, business ideas. Let's say that this one takes 2 hours every single week of your time, and you're making $5,000. And this one takes 2 hours every single week, but it's making you $40. Which one should you do? Are they both good ideas? $40 money. Yes, it is. Would you rather work 2 hours and make 5,000 or work 2 hours and make $40? This one over here with the 5,000, right? So that's how you want to look at your business. And this is why you track things, because when you track it, you know exactly what's working, what's making you the most amount of money, and where you need to be spending your time in the future. Building multiple streams of income, that is just as important. So most realtors will only have one source of income. They trade time for money, they go chase the next commission. I don't want you to be that person. So stop trading time for money, start creating passive income sources. Hire buyer's agents, referral programs, affiliate marketing, property investments, anything that you can think of. Have shares in the company that you work for. So I work with EXP, right? I've been with EXP now over 6 years. EXP actually a publicly traded company. Our stock is called EXPI. If you would like to talk to me about EXP, please hit me up on Instagram, and I would love the opportunity to talk to you. We can partner up. I don't charge anything. You can bring your business over to EXP. We'll be business partners, and we get to do this fun real estate thing together. But when I switched to EXP, I switched for multiple reasons. I switched because I wanted a retirement plan. Those are the stocks. I wanted passive income, which I technically not passive, it's more like reoccurring income, because I very much work for the Team Gogo organization every single day, every single week. But that money comes in every single month because I built an organization outside of the transactions and commissions. And then we built an investment arm to our business, a coaching arm to our business, right? I had a team, which I did close down this year, but I had a team for 3 years. So there's multiple ways that you can continue growing in the industry and not having to trade your own time for it until the cows come home. Okay. Actionable suggestions. List 3 things you can do in the next 90 days to create another income stream. So I really want you to start listening. Where are you in your career? Let's say that you specialize in buyers and you love working with buyers. Create an e-booklet and sell it for $19.99 that teaches other realtors how to become really, really good. You can do that through StanStore. You can do it through ClickFunnels. You can build one to Go High Levels. There's a million ways to skin a cat. You're more than welcome to message me and I can give you exact steps. But I want you to look at your business and look at yourself and be, what am I really good at? What could I teach? Most of us, when we are naturally really good at something, we don't realize we are really good at it, right? Because it just comes natural to us. That's how God created us to be. So I want you to do me a favor, and I want you to grab your phone. Don't give a heads up to anyone, but I want you to send a text to 5 to 10 of your best people, meaning these are your mom and dad, your sister, your cousin, your best friend, your childhood best friend, anybody that truly knows you. Don't give them a heads up. Just send them a text out of the blue and say, what am I really good at? And watch those messages come back in. It will blow your mind, and you're going to be like, oh, that's right. I'm really good at that. That's right. I'm really good at that. That's right. I'm really good at that. But we don't notice what we're really good at because it just comes so natural to us. But when you get it back from others, it reassures it. And that is where you need to be spending your time. That is your next coaching program. Or maybe look at your business and be like, what do I hate doing, but I have to continue doing? Maybe it's working with buyers. And then you say, you know what? I'd rather have 2 buyer's agents paying me 50% than ever have to work with another buyer again myself to make the 100. So 2 buyer's agents, each doing 1 transaction a month, is 100% commission for you, and you haven't traded any time. Make sense? Well, it's some coaching, of course. Creating systems and automating. Very important. Your cheapest leverage is automation. Okay. Why? Because the next cheapest leverage is hiring virtual assistants. They're replacing you to doing the task with their lower hourly rate. But for example, Go High Level, ManyChat, WhatsApp, Trello, all of these third-party companies, right? They might charge you $20 here and there or $200 here and there for a month, but you can't find a virtual assistant who's working 24/7 for you for $20-some a month. Nor can you find someone who works 24/7 for you for $200-some a month. So all of these services worth every penny, because you always need to automate something with a system first before you hire it out. You only hire out when a system cannot automatically do it. So these are some of the skills that we teach inside. Not some, we teach this and then more, like 1,000 times more inside of the Gogo community. So if you consider yourself an entrepreneur or an entrepreneur wannabe, or you're ready for the next step of CEO-ship, right? I want you to take a look at gogotamcommunity.com. We would absolutely love to have you. I started this community with the idea of exactly this, of helping agents and helping anyone who considers themselves an entrepreneur to build systems and processes, to build a team, to have a life, and to be able to build the wealth that they dreamt of and not having to burn themselves out. Okay, so if you would like to take a part or become a go-getter, as we call it, go to gogetmcommunity.com, and we would love to have you. Inside of the community, we have a Facebook group, we have a Facebook chat. That's where I communicate with you guys. Every time I have a new app or a new idea or a new something that's working or not working, that's where I let you guys know, hey, check this out super quick. Also, I share all of the videos that I watch. So pretty much every day when I'm putting my makeup on, I feed my brain, and that's how I keep mindset. Guys, business is a spiritual game, so mindset is super duper important. So inside of the Go community, we have all kinds of different sections. We have mindset, we have social media marketing, the chat GPTs and the AIs and the systems and the processes. And then we have investments, and we have taxes, and we have, you name it, we have it. Anything that I know anything about, and I have learned anything about it through the last 14 years of my career, we put the knowledge in there. You can watch it. It's a video-based knowledge. We also have live, so you have full access to my team, depending which level of membership you choose. We also have Tuesday tech calls. So if you get stuck of implementing something, you have full access to my team in the Premier setting, and just go check it out. If you have any questions, don't hesitate. Send me a message on Instagram under Gogo's Real Estate. On Instagram, I answer personally. I can't say every single message, but I try my best to answer every single message. But you get me personally every single time on Instagram. If you email or message anywhere else, you're getting one of my virtual assistants, just FYI. If you have any questions about the Go Get 'em community, and also, again, if you don't like it, become a member for 1 month. If you don't like it, cancel it, but I guarantee you're never going to want to leave when you realize how much knowledge you get. If you're happy where you're at, stay where you're at. If you need help, I would love to help you and share the knowledge that I have gained over the last 14 years in my career with video-based trainings, with links to everything that we are teaching. Like if I'm teaching a money tracker, the tracker is in there. All you need to do is grab it and start filling it out to start tracking your own wealth. So that's the Go Get 'em community. And if you would like to have direct access to me and coached by me monthly, then you want to check out the circle. The circle is just 20 people that we meet twice a month. The seating is very, very limited. By the time you're watching this, there are probably no seats left. I do have 2 now, but by the time you're going to be watching this, more than likely we won't have any. But then you can always get on the wait list. When you are on the wait list, as soon as a member leaves, you will be the first one to know. We'll let you know. And then you can be coached directly by me. You'll have direct access via text, email, call, whatever you need. And also in a group setting with 20 like-minded people who are taking their businesses from multiple 6 digits to multiple 7 digits. So in the circle, you do have to qualify. Sorry guys, I cannot teach you how to sell the next house anymore. There's a million ways to sell a house. There's a million ways to build a business. If you are not there yet, where you're making hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, the Go Get 'em community is your option. So I would start, if you're not making hundreds of thousands a year yet, go start with the Go Get 'em community. And when you do make hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars, apply for the circle. My idea with the circle is to take 20 individuals in a year and take you guys to 7 digits plus consistently with systems and processes in place while you actually still have a life. So thank you so much for listening to this episode of how to become a CEO in your mind, because that's where everything starts. And I will see you in the next episode of Gogopreneur. Bye, guys. Thanks for joining Gogopreneur. Keep that go-getter spirit alive. Until next time, go get 'em.